Today I am going to discuss about hoisting. What is hoisting? Hoisting is the behavior of JavaScript where the declaration of a function, variable and class goes to the top of the scope. That means when we declare a function or variable, the JavaScript interpreter automatically takes it up or lift it up of its top of the scope. So here is the example of a function. I have declared a test function. And after declaration I am calling the function to show the result. Just it will show a result as it is. It is the general scenario. We always in general case declare, and after declaration we called it. But if the function declaration is below the what is going. So what is happening? So if the function declaration is below its calling, that means I call it before its declaration. What will happen here? It will show the result as it is before. How it is happening. I am calling it before, but in here there is no function declaration. After the function, here it is declaration. How it is happening? It is happening because of hoisting. The hoisting, that means the JavaScript interpreter automatically take the declaration up, or lift the declaration up to its calling. It is the behind the scenario of JavaScript interpreter. That's why it is the behind the scenario, and that's why it is showing the result as it is. That's why if the declaration is before its calling, it will show the result as it is. Here I'm declare a function, another function. Just see, I need to call here. Here is the function declaration and we have function calling. Just see. So it is showing a error. It's showing the value. But if I call it before the function inner function declaration, we know from before the explanation, it will show the result as it is for hoisting. But if I called it here, will it show the result as it is? No, it will not show the result like before, because the inner function has a limited area. Its area is from here to here. This is the block scope from here, and you can also its global area or its whole area is from here to here. The inner function cannot go outside. Like it is go outside, but its maximum outside its maximum top is line number 7. If he declared it, if I declared the function from line number 11, it will go to the when we execute, it will go to the top. According to hoisting definition, it will go to the top, but it can go to the top from here because its area is because its area is from here to here. It can go to the outside the test function. That's why it can't call the inner function, and that's why there is no error, and it will show a error. Inner is not defined. Inner function cannot so that's why it is showing a error. If I assign it, then it will give a result. And for hoisting, the behind the scenario is it will go to the top and run the code for us. So this is the function hoisting case about function. Now I am showing variable case about in hoisting. But before that, I am showing some basic scope knowledge. If you already have shown the previous video, thank you for that. But if you can't watch the previous video, I am giving a link to the top corner of the video. And the scope knowledge is related of hoisting. Scope and hoisting are there is a little relation for this. So that's why I am showing you a brief summary of scope. Here is a function. Here is a variable, and it is a global scope because it is accessible globally from all over its function. Here is the global scope. That's why it is called global scope. What is function scope? If I assigned a value and it is accessible from here to here. It is accessible from here to here. Next data. It is accessible from this area. This is called function scope. If we assign a value inside the function and it is accessible from inside the function, then this is the function scope. And another thing is, if they can find any data, then suppose this is nested function. If can find the data inside this nested function, then it will go to the outer scope or upper scope. That's why it is calling lexical scope. If this go to the, then again go to the outer scope, again from here to outer scope, again from here, then this is called scope chaining. So this is the scope. Scope means the place where the variable is accessible or not. Anyway, I'm again going to the hoisting. I have discussed it, nested function before, interpretation how hoist it. So now it is hoisting in variable. So I declare a variable. So before it is variable declaration. First it is variable declaration, and it is variable initialization. It is variable declaration, it is variable initialization. We can run it in one line. Now I'm going to access it or get the value from line number 2. Just run the code and I am showing the value. But if I want to get the value before its declaration or initialization, then what will show? It will show undefined. For var keyword, it will show undefined. If I use let keyword, it will show cannot access x before its initialization. That means it is throwing a error. Cannot access x before its initialization. We know about declaration and initialization. So it cannot access x before initialization is showing. So what that means? You are thinking that variable are not hoisted. Wrong. Variable are also hoisted, as like function. Variable are also hoisted. Again I am telling that hoisting means taking the variable or function up to its scope. This is the global scope, then the variable, this is the global scope, and then JavaScript interpreter when run it takes the variable up to its global scope. But the thing is, these are the temporal dead zone. These blank are temporal dead zone. All are temporal dead zone. This blank area is temporal dead zone. If there's variable or that variable cannot reachable, and the hoisting is go to up to that this variable to the temporal dead zone area. Inside this temporal dead zone area, then the hoisting is also work. That means hoisting is also work. It also lift this variable up to the upside upper to the global scope, but from temporal dead zone it can access the variable. That's why they're showing a error. For var it will show a undefined, because from temporal dead zone there is no variable here. We already assigned it to 20, but from temporal dead zone it can't access the value. In this case, var assigned a default value. The default value is undefined. That's why from var a temporal dead zone throw a undefined value. But actually we have not assigned undefined value. We have assigned 20. That's why it is showing undefined. Let's see again. You will clear now. Sorry, it will be x undefined. So the for var keyword, from the if it is from temporal dead zone, then it will show an undefined value for var keyword. But the standard but actual case should be from let. The let keyword actually throw the standard message that it can be accessible and not initialization here. So if it is let, then it will not show undefined here. It will show a error message from console log x cannot access x before x initialization. So the hoisting is also take it from up, but from temporal dead zone, like function, it is not accessible. The function calling or function declaration can easily can be hoisted, and calling there is no error, but variable have some issue. Then these issue are created for temporal dead zone, and that's why it's showing a error, cannot access it before itself. And this is the standard message. This should be the message, because it is actually a error. The error is throwing for using let keyword. The var keyword is undefined, so the let keyword I have used, and for before I access it x before its declaration or initiation, it will show the error. And we should use let and const keyword, because var break the rules in some cases. It actually you may say that it break the rules, or it have var keyword have some side effects. They may have conflict also, and this is the scope section, but sorry, this is the hosting section, but I want to show another thing. This is the block. In this block I have assigned a variable, but if I want to log the variable from here, just show a is not defined. That means it cannot access the a. But if it is var keyword, just see what is happened. Yes, that means the var is accessible from here to here, but there is a block. That means it is ignoring the block. So we should always use let, because it is standard. It has respect the rules of hoisting, scoping, and other concept. And to avoid an error, we should also use let keyword. The var keyword have some side effects. It may cause a side effect, so by mistake it will make an undefined unwanted error. So this is hoisting. Let's see. I have also used var let const. I have not ticked before for explanation. Let and const declaration are both block stored. Var on the other hand doesn't have restriction, so var have no restriction, I have told it. And there is the temporal dead zone definition. From temporal dead zone definition, you can't access unreachable. It is an unreachable area. You may pause and see this topic. These are important also. So if you find this video is this series and this video is helpful, please give like and subscribe. The course will go on. And if any queries, just comment it. So thank you now.